All right, episode 4, the communication triad. Got a little nature in the background for you today, but let's get right to this. The written newsletter and the podcast will complement this video today. Now, what is this communication triad and why is it important to you? Well, there's so many times when I'm talking to people, and I used to be in the same boat, that when I was speaking to somebody, having a conversation, and it didn't go so well, especially in the business side, the sales side, and I'd come back and say, you know what, I told them everything, I told them the truth, I solved their problem, yet they still didn't want to buy, they didn't want to move forward. Or how many times in the personal side have you had a conversation with somebody and it just didn't seem to go well, even though you spoke the truth and you meant well? Well, that's a communication triad. If you think about the I, that's you communicating, the you, that's the other person, what are they saying? This is where you listen. And the we is when both of you are understanding one another, and that's the communication triad. The I, the you, and the we. So just think about this. There are so many courses, there's so many books that talk about this, but the best bet is to actually get out there and practice this. Start to, and I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but you know how I am with metrics, start to document your conversations. And what I mean by documenting the conversations is just keep a tally. Write it down. Have a little notebook. Got a smartphone? Make a note on the smartphone of how well you felt that communication went. With sales, it's easy. You're sitting down with somebody, how many times you have a conversation, and the more you do it, the better you become on, well, this really worked well, or it didn't work well. So you have to think about that. You have to really start to measure your effectiveness in the communication triad. Now, in the professional setting, a lot of times it's a lot easier than on the personal side, but look at it this way. You want both. You want to become a master communicator, and you want to understand the communication triad. And the best thing is to handle your own state first. How well are you communicating? Meaning, how well are you speaking to somebody? How's your tone? How's your intent? And really one of the most important things is how well are you listening to the other person? How many times have you been at a function where either the other person or maybe yourself, your listening consists of when can I jump in next and interject what I need to say? And we totally dismiss what the other person is trying to convey to us. So that's one of your challenges right there. And then on the we, you'll know that the we is successful and you've got the communication triad complete when you both are agreeing to move forward, whether it's in a business function or whether it's in a personal function. Now, on the personal side, sometimes you can have some emotion that are wrapped up between spouses, significant others, children, siblings, whatever. And this is where you really have to hunker down. This is where you really have to get serious and start working on this to improve. Because how many marriages have been disseminated, destroyed because of poor communication and not understanding the communication triad? Think about that. And think about this. What if you're divorced? What if you're on the outs, that you and your child's parent are not together and you're divorced? You can still use this to be effective. Because if the children are young and you're still co-parenting, wouldn't it make sense to learn to do better with this? So, a couple things. Number one, check your own communication. Are you speaking with intent and caring? Second, are you listening well? Are you hearing what the other person is saying? A good way to check is to then repeat back, if I hear you correctly, are you saying this? 1, 2, 3. That way you can get a little bit of a check back to make sure you're on the right track. And third, you'll know if the we, if you both agree to move forward, or it could even be an agreement to not move forward, but you've agreed upon that. So that's the communication triad for this week. Practice it out. Let me know in your comments what you think, and have a great day. And if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you sign up to be part of the practice gym. It's free, and I look forward to seeing and training you in the practice gym.